I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or to sell real estate. It does it with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, most home sellers have a great deal of love for their properties, and sometimes that translates into perhaps an unrealistic belief, resulting in mistakes that could cost them thousands on the market when they come to selling. I mean, you have to understand that not everybody sees the home right the same way you do. So, what are some of the top 5 seller mistakes that can cause the home not to sell or to sell for far less than the seller was expecting?
Well, it's a very challenging time for home sellers right now, especially with regard to its value, because they're looking at Zillow and Zillow's telling them their house is worth X, or they're looking at this other house down the street that sold for X that may not be a comparable sale, or they're just relying on the average. The average price went up 14%. Does that mean I raised my home price by 14%? And it's really hard to rely on any of that data right now, because at the end of the day, the market decides what a home is worth. And I can show you how to get the market to decide what a home is worth. I just had 2 bidding wars just yesterday, and it was because they did everything right. They did the basic things that they needed to do to position the home. They followed my system, and guess what? They both got multiple offers. They got well over asking price, even in a market that's suddenly shifting, suddenly changing. And I get it. People come and see their home. They're at their home. They're thinking, oh, my home is worth way more. My home is this. My home is that. And I have to tell you, sometimes even I'm surprised at home values. I was just talking. My brother works with me, and he has a listing, a friend of his, in a nice neighborhood in the northwest part of town. It's the same size as this other home in another neighborhood, but a better school district in the northwest part of town. And the difference in price between these 2 homes, same exact size, is about $100,000 right now. And it's shocking to me. I mean, it's shocking to us, because I'm like, something's not working. So I think that home sellers just have to be prepared to really aggressively price their home, because that's what makes the buyers jump in and go, oh my gosh, this is the best home in the neighborhood. So I think the biggest mistake that home sellers make is their opinion of value gets skewed by outside influences that may actually not be realistic according to their home. And when it's time to sell, you kind of have to transition from it being a home that you love to a house that you're selling, a commodity that you're trying to get the most amount of money. You have to be a little bit more objective. You have to see it through the buyer's eyes. And that's very, very hard to do for most home sellers. So that's part of what we do, is we help home sellers, get themselves ready to go on the market, to make it look really well, especially online. If you don't get the pictures right, there'll be buyers that will choose not to come see your home. But if you get them right, I have a system that will get almost all the buyers in that population to show up and come look at it. So you're listening to Barb. I'm Barb Schlinker with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I've actually helped thousands of sellers get top dollar for their homes. And yes, I'm still getting bidding wars, even with the prices changing. Now, how is that happening? Basically, because I've helped the seller position the home to do the right thing. And that's part of what we do, is we meet with our home sellers. We give them tips on what to do, what not to do to get their house ready for sale, how to prepare their home for sale, give them an idea of what it will sell for and how much they'll put in their pocket when it sells. So let's talk about those 5 seller mistakes. The first one is a failure to make important improvements. So the most common question I get is, let's say the carpet's very, very tired and worn, and you can see tracks in it, and it just looks dirty. if a buyer makes an offer, their offer is going to be exponentially lower than the cost of making that repair. And if they don't do that at all, which is probably the most likely situation, it's just going to sit on the market and you're going to end up having to lower the price more than it would have cost to put in $3,000 or $5,000 worth of carpet. And the way you live in a home, and we've talked about this a bunch of times, is not the same way you put it on the market. In other words, if it has clutter, that needs to be addressed right away. And it's hard for you to visually see it living in the home every day. I just came in my office today. I'm like, how did this desk get so messy? My home desk I just cleaned last weekend, but it's like, wow, the files are piling up here. I got to take care of that. So I get used to it. I kind of like a messy desk when I'm actually working on something, but you don't want to leave it like that. You certainly don't want to show it like that, because something as simple as clutter can, especially in photographs, can make buyers say, I don't even want to go look at that home. It's not on my list. Has nothing to do with the building. The building might be spectacular, but they just pass it by. So you have to get that right. Consider some very realistic upgrades. Buyers adore cosmetic improvements. Make sure you fix broken things. So what I was starting to say is, a lot of people ask me, well, can I just give a financial credit? Can I give them a $5,000 credit to replace the carpet? It just doesn't work. Buyers cannot visualize the fresh carpet. But when you put it in, the buyers are like, wow, I want this house. It's just funny. But it's worth it to do it, even if there's hardwood underneath, or even if they don't like the carpet, because it's move-in ready, it's one less thing that they have to prepare. And getting ready for pictures and showings is also important. We help our clients do that. We don't normally take pictures of the inside of closets, although especially in the master closet, you definitely want to declutter, get everything off the floor in particular. Same with garages. You just want to make sure it's not too cluttered so they can see the size of the space, but it's not really necessarily a stage space. The number 2 mistake is making improvements after it's on the market. So those first 2 to 4 weeks that you're on the market, that is like golden time to attract all the buyers. If you miss that and then go along and go, okay, fine, I'm going to make this improvement, all the buyers have already passed this home by. It's tired now. It's basically market worn. So you're better off doing those before you go on the market versus after. Number 3 mistake, of course, is pricing too high. National stats indicate that if you overprice a home and slowly walk the price down, you're going to net less money. You want to be out of the gate the best priced home in the neighborhood, as well as the best home in the neighborhood, in order to get top dollar. And that's part of what we do, is we help our clients price their home realistically versus optimistically. And that actually, even though it seems like reverse psychology, it does get them the most amount of money.
It seems so counterintuitive, and yet you have showed me over and over and over again that while it may seem intuitive, it really doesn't work.
Yeah, I was telling a client yesterday, I said, the bank-owned, the companies, they're called asset management companies, that actually will handle a home that was taken back in foreclosure. So back during the meltdown, I handled about well over 200 VA repos, plus some other clients that we had bank-owned homes. And even during that time, when the market was actually going down for part of that time, those homes always sold with bidding wars, because they know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to price the home. Didn't matter about condition. They knew all about pricing, and they knew all about how to get top dollar from a buyer. And I can show you how to do that. The number 4 mistake is bad pictures. This should be easy, but if you're not sure, have somebody that's your brutally honest friend or your brutally honest family member look at your pictures and give you honest feedback. Tell them, you won't hurt my feelings. If you're a buyer, would you eliminate this home based on the photos? And because you wouldn't believe how much just that one thing is enough for a buyer to say, I don't want to see that house. It's not good enough. Here's an example of a quote marketing picture for a $600,000 house in which they shot the inside of a closet. It looks like it has a carpet cleaner, two big black garbage bags full of garbage, all kinds of cleaning supplies. That does not say this home is worth more than 600,000.
Unbelievable.
It says this home, this agent or this person thought it was okay to take pictures of my throwaway junk and market that. It just doesn't work. But some agents really don't study that. And then the number 5 mistake, of course, is selling your home on your own, especially right now with the market shifting. Are you going to get cash buyers? Maybe. And you know what? Those cash buyers are going to lowball you badly, and you're going to think that's okay. So if you'd like a second opinion, I would love to talk to you and give you an idea on what a live in your home type buyer would pay for your home for sure. We can pretty much anticipate most of the issues to help you prepare to get your home ready for sale. And if you're thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900. No cost or obligation to talk to us. Richard.
You're listening to the Real Estate Voice. That is Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb's favorite part of the show, mine as well, hot new listings. What do you have coming up, Barb?
Well, Richard, I have a fabulous, it's a townhome. It feels more like a patio home because it's only attached via the garage on one side. West of the Powers Corridor, great area, nice private patio. It's got fresh flooring, fresh carpet, really, really nice, over 3,000 square feet, priced at $417 on 5564 Prairie Knoll View. And then have a really interesting big 2,300 square foot manufactured home in the southeast part of a part of town. And that one actually has a massive, almost 1,000 square foot attached garage, big backyard, is zoned commercial, priced at $375. A fabulous home on Mesa Road, beautiful west side home with gorgeous views, fresh carpet, priced at $675. A beautiful home at 1755 Wood Park Drive, priced under $450, over by Peterson Air Force Base. A really fantastic home on 2.5 acres up on Woodmore Mountain. So if you go past Palmer Lake on the left, there's some really great hideaways up there. Fabulous home, really in great condition, fresh carpet, updated, looks great, priced in the mid-7s. And a beautiful home on Wild Ridge Drive. Now this one's on 5 acres in Black Forest in the mid-7s. Another 5-acre property down 115 near Fort Carson, 975 Glen Rock, and then a spectacular ranch style, open ranch style home at 5585 Vesey Road. Gorgeous views, very modern vibe to this home. It's really, really nice, priced at just under 1.5 million. So if you'd like to find out about all of our coming soon homes, you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com and get a sneak peek of homes that we have coming up, or give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You've been listening to the Real Estate Voice. It airs every Saturday. If you're thinking of making a move, just call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. You can also see replays of barbhasthebuyers.com on YouTube, or listen to the podcast on all of the popular platforms, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, many others. Thank you for listening this weekend. And to reach out to Barb, again, give her a call at 719-301-3900. Have a great week, Barb. Look forward to talking to you next weekend.
Thank you. You too.